Welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest is a pro bodybuilder I've been watching the last couple of years, been getting better and better. Now he is almost ready for the first open bodybuilding show we've had since the Arnold, the Tampa Pro. Please welcome from Colorado, Dr. Dorian Haywood. How are you, Dorian?
What's up, everybody? Hey, I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Let's clear this up. You were not named after Dorian Yates, correct?
I was not. That's just a coincidence. I share his name and I share Arnold's birthday. I think I got something going for me.
Absolutely. So, yeah, first of all, let's tell people you are a doctor of chiropractic, which there's not a lot of. I'm trying to think of any other. There's a few pro bodybuilders over the years. There's been a couple. Like obviously, Dr. Franco Colombo, we all knew, but very, very rare. It's a demanding profession. Are you still?
Vinny Galani, is Vinny Galani a chiropractor?
He is not. He's not.
I thought he was for some reason.
Yeah, I would think you would know. You would know who the other ones are.
I know Big Mike Rice. He's real popular.
Right.
Not a pro, but he's still awesome chiropractor.
So let me get some background on you because I've seen you at the shows, but I don't know anything. How did you become a bodybuilder? What got you started?
Well, when I was younger, like I was kind of telling you in the interview earlier, I was an underweight wrestler. When I got in high school, I was wrestling 103 pounds. I was weighing about 88. So,
wow, 88.
Yeah, 88 pounds. And I was underweight my sophomore year, too. And my sophomore year is really where I started to adopt weight training and take on nutritional strategies that I kind of stolen from Flex magazine. And I started applying that stuff to make me a better wrestler. And, I got a scholarship to wrestle. And my plan for performance in wrestling and my approach to that really panned out well for me. So I got a scholarship, but I didn't pursue that. I went to Cumberland College on a scholarship and I dropped out because I wasn't learning anything. But then I went to Ball State University and I got a degree in exercise science.
Boston University? All right.
Ball State.
Oh, Ball State. No, not as good as Boston, but okay, that's fine.
Opinion, man. That's an opinion. No, but they had a great exercise science program and there was a good bodybuilding scene within that college. And the college even had its own show. And that's really where I got started with it. I did my first show when I was 18, and I'm gonna be turning 38 on July 30th.
Still a very young man. So I'm curious, when you first started bodybuilding, were there any people you looked up to? Anyone whose routines you copied? Anyone that really motivated or inspired you?
Yeah, it's kind of the end of a really cool era. Dorian Yates was kind of on his way out as Mr. Olympia. Ronnie Coleman was on his way in. Flex Wheeler looked incredible. Sean Ray was I really always appreciated his conditioning, his aesthetics, and his the way he moved.
Yeah.
Those guys were hot on the scene back then.
Okay.
I always looked up to them, and I always I think even from a very young age, like I think when I was like 4 years old, I got to see some of those Conan movies.
Yeah.
And I really emulated Arnold's physique, and I thought that was cool. And I never thought I'd really tried to pursue that myself at the time, but.
Yeah, so you started high school at 88 pounds, that is correct?
Yeah, right around there.
Wow, you got me. I think that's the record. I don't think we've talked to anyone. So just curious, what's the heaviest you've ever been in your life?
It was this previous off season. I hit 278.
So almost 200 pounds gained. Good Lord. That's what. So yeah, when you started training, Dorian, did you start growing immediately and changing and taking on a different look, or did it take you much longer before you realized you had any potential to be good at this?
I really responded well to it, man. And even before I got into training, I remember when I was a kid, I could like flex my bicep and it would just pop off my arm. But as I got into training, my body responded really well to it. And I think at first I kind of avoided leg training due to my knee pain. But as soon as I figured out how to train right and take care of my knees a little bit better, my legs started growing, and as soon as that happened, my upper body really blew up. So, ever since I started, my physique was like pretty good, and it's kind of some of the guys that I wrestled with that were like, "Bro, you should be a bodybuilder. You should do something with this." And I never really took it to heart, but years later, I look back on it, and here we are doing it.
Yeah. So, where'd you have knee pain from? It was obviously from not from training because you hadn't really trained your legs yet.
Man, I think it was from skateboarding, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think I kind of created a functional imbalance. I'm always kicking with one leg and kind of pressing up with the other.
Yeah.
All quad on one leg, all hamstring and glute on the other leg. And I think that just created a little functional imbalance. And it really restricted my knee training for years.
Okay. So
but back on it.
when you started competing, did people immediately come up to you and say, "Man, you're going to be really good. You got to keep doing this," or was it no?
I wish that was the case. I think the people that saw me doing it that weren't into bodybuilding were motivated by it, and they thought it was cool and I was doing something different. But my first show, I was 136 pounds. It was the
Wow.
Tricky Jackson Bluegrass Muscle Classic in Lexington, Kentucky in
Wow.
2000.
Mm,
And there were 3 guys in the team class, and I took third.
okay. See, that's
And
honesty right there.
yeah, I didn't look terrible, but
Yeah.
being in the position I'm in, helping some competitors and coaching them now,
Yeah.
I didn't have that.
Mm,
I showed up, I was a lifeguard that summer, and I'm like, yeah, got a tan from the sun. That should be good enough. I didn't even know you needed a spray tanner. I
yeah.
didn't know the whole process. I was missing it, but
Right.
you live and you learn.
Yeah. So you were self-taught. You had no coach in the beginning. It was just trial and error. Wow. Yeah.
Mm.
But you know what? Those are the people that make the best coaches later on down the line, though, because
Mm-hmm.
you're saving all those people all the dumb mistakes that you made. That's the way I look at it. So
It's
wow,
true.
133. I think you actually that's lighter than Dexter at his first show, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what did you compete at last year at your shows roughly?
I kind of fluctuated. I pushed for a couple different looks. I think my driest, smallest look was this Indie Pro, and I think I was on stage about 137 pounds.
No, not
And
130. You mean 237?
excuse me, 237.
I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Um, then I think Chicago Pro, I was pushing really close to 250.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't think I was very dry for that show. I think I was holding too much water.
Of all the pro shows you've done so far, what's your favorite look so far?
Everybody keeps saying my first show last season, the Indie Pro. I
Mm,
just came in dry. My body seemed fresh. I felt healthy. I wasn't ran down.
yeah.
Um, I say that's the best one.
Yeah, I mean that's been your best showing. That's top six. You
Yeah,
know,
you're right.
and
Top
these pro,
placement too.
and I saw you in Tampa last year, and I thought you would have done better than 12th place for sure. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you lacking body parts. You've got tons of size. Shape is great. Condition is like the one thing I always want to see more of. And I've been looking at your progress pictures and videos these past few weeks, and you're in better shape now than I've ever seen you before, for sure. We'll get into that in a second. But chiropractic, when did you know that you wanted to be a chiropractor? Did something inspire you?
Uh, yeah, quite a few things. When I was younger, right before state finals my senior year, I injured my back,
Mm,
so I got to visit a chiropractor. And I really kind of respected the experience, even though it wasn't really the type of injury that he could help me a lot with.
mm,
Um, but I respected the approach, and I never really had too much confidence in my academic ability when I was younger because I'd never been pushed. But
yeah.
uh, I had this roommate when I was in college named Jason Lufer, and he was going to be. He told me he was going to be a chiropractor, and I'm like, if this guy can do it, and so that kind of pushed me to go towards that direction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been going to a chiropractor. Geez, I've been slacking lately, but since 1991, when I first hurt my back, and I tell people, bodybuilders especially, you got to go to the chiro, you got to get adjusted, like once a month minimum.
Yep.
Do you find a lot of bodybuilders uh, do very very well if they get regularly adjusted, and conversely, if they never get any chiropractic treatment, they have a lot of imbalances and things that could easily be remedied if they would
Mm-hmm.
just see a damn chiropractor?
Oh yeah, I see a lot of functional imbalance, and a lot of preventable stuff. Um, I do put a lot of emphasis with chiropractic and like correcting the structure with manual adjustments, but I'm just as much focused on creating proper motor programming and getting people to move correctly so they really hold their spine in proper position and decrease the potential for injury. I think that's just as important as getting adjusted, is being well adjusted on how to move properly through biomechanics and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are most of us screwed up because we spend so much time like this now, hunched
Oh
over
yeah,
a screen?
oh yeah. 80% of my patients, I'd say, do some type of occupation where they're doing something where they're really in that flex position, sitting on their ass all day long, and messes them up, man. Messes them up.
How often do you get adjusted yourself?
Uh, I got adjusted about 2.5 weeks ago. I'm gonna get adjusted this week. Um, I think you kind of asked, if chiropractic, or excuse me, if bodybuilders really benefit from chiropractic.
Yeah.
Yes, when they go, I'm a chiropractor, and I even consider myself a hypocrite sometimes because I'm so busy doing everything I'm doing with cardio, nutrition, getting my kid to gymnastics practice, all of it, and the whole routine. It's so hard to sneak that in sometimes, especially when I'm feeling good anyways. But that's the thing, I think people really don't understand. Even though you're feeling good, that doesn't mean you don't need to get adjusted or there isn't something that's potentially off.
Yeah. But what about deep tissue? Do you feel is it something different, or do they complement each other?
They
Deep tissue.
complement each other, yeah, without a doubt. And kind of my theory with chiropractic is every muscle connects to bones. So if there's some type of imbalance front to back, side to side, that's going to create some type of structural distortion in your skeletal system. So I always try to address that aspect.
I was interested. I didn't know you were a musician, but I see you're playing live music now while you're in prep, which is insane that you even have the time and the energy to do that. But has that been a lifelong pursuit, music and playing music?
I started pursuing banjo when I was 18.
Hmm.
My dad always had instruments around the house, like a guitar and stuff. And, I kind of learned how to play that a little bit, but I actually tried to learn it like at the age of 18 and figure out how to be better at it.
Yeah.
And I took a banjo to college with me, and I started to learn how to play it. And, it's been 20 years now.
Wow.
Just like me as a bodybuilder, I started okay and I got better. And I progressed 20 years of banjo playing. And I actually, it was like 5:30 last night, and I'm finishing up with my clients at work. And I needed to meet some guys in my place later. And I wanted to do some work with some of the musicians that I'm working with currently. So I invited like 4 or 5 people over. Yeah. Ended up having a little party last night, and it was great. We all played. We had a good crowd. I ate 0 carbs. I've been using it to like distract me from food. Give me like 3 hours where I just can do something, keep myself out of the kitchen, and keep myself from eating. Basically, after the conditioning in this prep, starvation.
So that's what I wanted to ask about this prep, because most guys who are prepping for Tampa or New York Pro, whatever, this isn't what they had in mind at the beginning of the year. Is I'm going to compete in July or September. What were your plans before all this happened for 2020?
Me and Dave, we decided to start prep right around the first of the year, based off of what my body was telling us to do. Yeah. And we're going to do the Indy Pro there May 10th. Yeah. And I think 6 weeks out, it got canceled. So I was already in like pretty good shape. Then, my goal is to win and be in, and get my ticket to the Olympia and go right into that. I don't think I'll dabble around in any other contests if I get my ticket. Sure. But then with Puerto Rico was May 22nd or 3rd, I think. Yeah. That was the next on the agenda. I can't even remember. It shut down, and it just doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, yeah. But, I was in good shape, and one thing that I really think I made a smart move when this whole COVID thing hit. The day that the gym shut down, I sourced enough equipment to facilitate like a professional bodybuilder's training. Wow. So I decked my garage out. I think over the course of 2 months, I spent about 10 grand in equipment, and gave me a great place to train my clients and my friends and myself. And if anything, in the COVID process, I was overtrained, not undertrained. So equipment is like porn to a lot of us trainers. What kind of stuff did you pick up? I'm curious, because I fantasize about having some awesome home gym that I'm never going to have because I don't have the space. But what do you got going on over there? Well, on the floor, I got mats. I think I got 8 big 1-inch mats. So I think that's kind of important. My first purchase was a Cybex leg press. Wow. And that was what they had at Ball State University. And I kind of developed on that. And it's a killer piece. So I was really happy to grab that. I got an adjustable bench. Yeah. Got a squat rack. I got a Cybex leg extension. I got a Cybex arc trainer. I've got a cable fly machine. Wow. Got a Smith machine made by Cybex, which is a great piece. Nice. Hyper extension machine, dip machine, and an Icarion like row machine. Okay, you're good. You're good over there. Jeez. And I got a heavy duty Body Master calf raise. Oh boy. Okay. So the only thing I don't really have is a great hamstring piece. Oh. But I was doing like stiff legged deads and stuff like that to kind of hit that area. Yeah, I was going to say that stuff's going to be pretty cheap eventually when all the gyms theoretically open up again, and people are going to try to dump some of the stuff they bought. So you could probably pick one of the, good lying leg curl, seated leg curl. I would think inexpensively soon. But so I'm banking on that idea, man. I'm thinking about gyms are closing down. People need a place to work out. Equipment's going to become available for very cheap. I'm thinking about opening up my own facility.
Why not? So how long were gyms are open again in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
When did you guys open up again?
Armbrust Pro Gym's been open probably 5-6 weeks now.
Oh, okay. Wow. Not bad.
Yeah. Just I think last week we got a face mask thing where we got to cover up our face when we're supposed to cover up our face when we're in there, but it's kind of cool. You can take it down when you train and stuff. They've done a really good job of keeping things sanitary in there and making sure it's a safe environment for all their members and everything.
Yeah, that's a pretty well-known gym because that is Phil Heath's home gym, and I think there's a good amount of you pros there. Roughly how many pros are at that place?
So many. There's so many there that are on like a regular occasion, and that's their home gym.
Yeah.
But also, there's just so many that are always popping in from out of town because that's the place to go. I mean, you've heard about it.
Yeah.
Denver, that's where you're going to train. I guarantee it. Everybody's like that. The environment in there is kill, man. It's my favorite gym in the world. You got Brett Wilkins and Ivana and Heather Grace. We got Adam Young. We got Haley McGrath competing in the Tampa Pro. There's a bunch of us in there. Russ Allen. The list goes on and on and on. Pretty much every time you go in there, there's pro in there, and that really creates an inspiring environment.
How long have you been training there?
I've been living here in Denver for 10 years this month, and I discovered that place maybe within the first year living here. So I've been training out of there 9 years personally. Then I started training some people out of there on the side of doing my chiropractic work.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, the owner, Dylan Armbrust, is like, we're thinking about making some offices. Would you like an office for your chiropractic business? And I slept on it at night, and I'm like, this is a good opportunity, and I need to jump on it. So I've been doing it all out there for about 7 years.
Wow. Yeah. So do you treat as patients a lot of the members of the gym?
Yeah, that makes it real easy. People can come in, get adjusted, and get the workout in all at the same time. But to be honest with you, recently I've been really focusing on the training aspect of what I've been doing. I find in this state of prep, being around people who are focused on like real progressive goals and they're there for real positive reasons with the training, that helps my mindset and helps my mental well-being. Dealing with patients sometimes, and they come in, they're talking about their complaints. I'm just not very sympathetic towards it. And I feel like I can be a better chiropractor when I'm not starving.
Right.
So, I feel if I can't give somebody 100%, I'd rather not. So I really haven't been doing very, very much chiropractic work.
Okay. As far as training people, do you get more satisfaction out of training, the elite competitor type people or the lifestyle people? Someone who comes to you and, needs to lose like 60, 80 pounds or something like that for health.
That's a cool question. And I've thought about this a lot. I train a lot of high-level competitors and national-level competitors and local competitors. And when they follow the plan and they do it right and they have a really successful outcome, that is very gratifying, without a doubt. But competitor, they're much more higher maintenance. And I take somebody like Adam Young, maybe I can work with Adam Young, and he's already at 95%. I can take him from like 95% to 99%.
Yeah.
That's 4%. And I can take, and some of these other more lifestyle clients, it's super gratifying just because the overall change on their overall well-being is very gratifying to me. Just seeing somebody self-progress and especially like the weight move in the right direction, the body composition move in the right direction, do something they've never done before. That's personally very gratifying for me. I love that type of work.
I know. So you've been in prep for, about 7 months now. Is that right?
Yeah, we kind of pumped the brakes a little bit. As soon as we figured out Indy was going to be canceled and Puerto Rico was going to be canceled, we just kind of brought the calories up to a little bit above maintenance and kept them there for a while. But still, I mean, even in my off season, everything's pretty regimented. I'm always eating healthy and trying to do something, move in the right direction. My thing is I want to get better every day. I want to get healthier every day. I want to progress every day. So, we backed off the calories a little bit during the prep and brought them back up because we were just getting so lean so fast. And when it was time to pull the trigger and pull them back down again, we made the right moves.
Yeah, I was watching the the interview you did for Jay's channel when it was you and Dave talking, and Dave Kalick made reference to this actually seemed to work out well in your favor, that the prep was extended so long, staying lean so long. He said it made you able to make these lean gains because you seem like you're bigger and fuller to me than ever before, but in better condition, which I don't know if this long prep is the key to that, but do you think it was?
I think it has something to do with it. I really do. I got a lot of things going on good for me right now, to be honest with you, that makes this prep such a good prep. I think my biggest thing is just the situation at home. You know, I've got my own place and I'm living by myself, and I'm very easily able to control my environment, what types of foods are in here, what type of drama situations I'm dealing with. I've got my head in the right place.
Okay. Well, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus or get into your personal life too much, but was that not the case in the past?
No. Last season I had a girlfriend living with me, and the whole time that she was living with me, I basically didn't want her living with me.
Oh.
And I couldn't really get her out of my house. And
yeah, that's hard to get people.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know, that kind of set up a real stressful situation for me. I don't like drama. I'm a real cool dude. You know, I'm easygoing. I don't like to fight. I was dating a Hispanic chick, and she was feisty and fiery, just as
I know
they're known to be.
I know a little bit about them, you see.
But yeah, I mean, just for the fact that I've got such a good environment, my head's in the right space. I'm driven, and you know, to answer your question, did the longer prep create a better situation? Yeah, I've been focused this whole time. And it seems the more I invest my energy and my effort and my suffering into this, the more I want to get out of it. Cool. So it's like I've got a lot invested in this, and I've looked at some of the pictures from my last few showings, and I'm thinking about Tampa in particular last year. Yeah. You know, just getting out of that domestic situation, getting that was the last show of the season too, after a long season. You know, I felt my body was wore out, and you know, my conditioning could have been better. I felt like my cortisol was up and I was holding water and stuff. Yeah.
You did 4 shows last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 the year before.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, geez, it's a lot of shows. Here's a random question, but I saw you had shaved your head, and you have such beautiful locks of hair. You're not one of these guys that's losing your hair. Yeah. I mean, because, you know, I'm starting to get a little bald spot. I always notice who's got great hair and who doesn't. Why'd you shave all that beautiful hair off? I see it's starting to grow back now.
I'm going to shave it off again.
Oh.
Well, it'll grow back eventually. For the Tampa Pro, I'm trying to create a look.
Okay.
And I wanted to do it early to make sure, you know, look the way I wanted it to look and look good to me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when my head is bald, I look bigger.
Okay.
My hair is closer to my head. My head looks round. My shoulders look round. Everything looks round. A lot of previous Mr. Olympias, bald head, classic bodybuilder look. I've never tried it.
Okay. Because, I mean, most guys that have the bald head, it's not by choice. It's because they were losing their hair. And they didn't, you know, it was either have the Homer Simpson or yeah, you have plenty of hair, dude. I mean,
I've got some. I will bring it back. It's been requested, but
you
we're gonna
don't
see how this goes for this contest. If it works out for me, it might be my new look for sure.
Okay. I mean, it looks good on you. I'm not saying it doesn't, but man,
thank you, Ron.
There's so many guys out there who wish they could grow their hair and they just can't anymore, you know? So, I saw you're a dog lover. What do you have for dogs?
Honey Bear. Come here. Come here. Come here, big mama. Come here.
Giant pit bull? Let's see.
Come on over here, big mama. Look what we got here.
Okay. It is a cool pet.
Yeah. I've had her about 9 months. She's just a puppy, really. About a year and a half old.
Wow. Very, very adorable.
My dog, Honey Bear.
So you didn't announce that it's a rescue. Is it a rescue?
No, I actually found her on Craigslist. Some lady said she works too much and she felt guilty because the dog's in the kennel all the time. So I just lost my dog a couple months before, just last year, you know, attributing some of that stress I was talking about, my home situation. I lost my dog. And I think I was without a dog maybe 3 or 4 months before I had to have another one.
Yeah, absolutely. See if I can get mine over here. Branch, come here. Branch, come over here. Branch, get up. Up. No, you won't do it? Come on, Branch. Up. There he is. Oh, yeah. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Branch the Buffaloes.
Handsome boy right there.
He's a good boy. What a good boy.
Powerful.
Yeah. Branch. Guess who I named him after?
Branch Warren, I assume.
It was Branch or Dexter. We got down to those two, and sorry, Dexter, Branch won. But
Gary Udit always says, I got Branch Warren's physique.
It's similar. It's a very,
I've heard you say before my first Indie Pro that I was a hybrid between Dorian Yates and Branch Warren.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to get into, your training style, because you don't get that type of muscle thickness and density with, light weights and pumping workouts. Did you model your training after anyone in particular or any style in particular, or how would you describe your training style?
I think it's very much like Dorian Yates with that high intensity. Typically for like a chest day, I'll do 4 exercises. I'll build up in intensity, and set number 3 or 4 will be my most intense. Yeah. And I will go to failure, absolute failure on those sets. So maximum intensity, maximum weight. Rep range, usually between 12 and 21.
Oh, wow.
I don't get under 12 too much. And if I do like a heavy set and I get less than 12, drop set. We got a drop set. We got to do more reps.
Yeah. Right. People always talk about how heavy Ronnie Coleman trained, but Ronnie usually didn't go below 12. It was very heavy weight, but he could have gone heavier if he had done 4, 6, 8 reps. So for the people out there who love to hear about how strong people are, what are some of the top lifts that you've done in various exercises?
I think I look stronger than I actually am.
That's okay.
I actually tore my pec a little bit this year.
Oh, no.
Bench pressing something I've benched 6 times before at 405. And that's the heaviest I've ever gone on bench.
It's a good amount of weight.
I finally got there after 20-something years. It was a slow process. Yeah. But let's see, squats. Yep. I think 500 pounds for 18 reps is my record there. That's probably my biggest lift.
Okay, that's damn good. Sure. Yeah.
Deadlift, I think 500 for 8, 495 for 8.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm 38.
Yeah. Would you also say
the
fact that you're well educated in body mechanics and things like that, has that prevented you from doing anything stupid in the gym that other guys might have done?
Oh, I think so. Absolutely. I've always been all about technique and making sure your motor patterns are perfect so you can apply as much stress into the muscle as possible, minimize potential damage on the joints. Yeah. So, and that's always kind of been my philosophy, and I've just adapted that, and it's perfected over 20 years. Right. I go heavy, but then again, when I go heavy, I'm still doing those high rep ranges. I'm not doing anything that's crazy heavy. Like, I've actually been kind of inspired by that Ronnie Coleman video. I think he's 2 or 3 weeks out from the Olympia. That's the one where he's like deadlifting 800 and he's front squatting 6 plates and back squatting 800 pounds for 2. And he's like, ain't nobody doing this shit 2 weeks out. Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is with this prep.
Yeah.
But I felt so healthy, and my mindset has been so positive, and my energy has been so good, even though I'm starving. That my workouts have been, pretty impressive. I had one of my best leg workouts ever just last Sunday.
Wow.
And like I said, that kind of what Ronnie said, ain't nobody doing this shit. And I remember hearing stories about Jay Cutler doing 225 lunges across the parking lot in the middle of the summer in Vegas, and same thing. Yeah. No, nobody else is willing to do that shit. Guess what? I am.
Now the air is thinner in you're in the Denver area, right?
It's mile high, man.
Is that something that you guys all adjust to? Do people from out of town come there and they're like struggling to breathe?
Yeah, my friend Adam Kasari came to town. He came into town last time Dave came to town. I invited him to come train legs with us. He's national level middleweight that Dave's working with, and I've seen time and time again. The people that are up here and they train on a regular occasion, we're used to it. But if somebody's coming from sea level,
yikes.
Yeah, the altitude gets them without a doubt. And even if I go down to sea level for like a week and come back, it takes me a minute to acclimatize and get back to normal.
But I wonder if you come down to regular sea level or whatever, or do you have an advantage because, is your like oxygen intake more efficient or something because of living in the Rocky Mountains?
It absolutely is. Huh. Yeah, red blood cell content's higher. So I should be able to deliver more oxygen. I do feel like I have an advantage when it comes to posing on stage.
Mm.
Posing's hard, man. If you do it and you're posing hard, it's super exhausting. But without a doubt, my endurance seems to be better when I'm at sea level, no doubt.
So, Dorian, how do you feel you're going to look improved? What are we going to see different on stage in Tampa? And Jesus, it's only like 10 days away now, 9 days away. What are we going to see differently than what we saw from your 2019 season?
Okay, I think my muscle density, and especially the density in my back, everything's improved muscular wise. My density's up. I'm gonna say 7 pounds stage weight, 7 pounds
Wow.
muscle stage weight,
Wow.
and I've got the same philosophy with this concept as I did as I was trying to go pro and break through the national scene. It's like, if I am not obviously the best bodybuilder in that show, I am not going to win. Like,
Mm.
if I'm not, and I think I've got the shape and the muscularity to hang with anybody. I think it's going to come down to conditioning. If and I can and I will bring this level of conditioning, that's going to be better than ever. I'm already, surpassed what I think is my best.
Yeah.
And I'm just really starting to push into this last week of heavy depletion. And my conditioning, like I said, if my conditioning not the best in the show, I won't win.
Yeah.
I
I
know
mean,
this.
I mean, I've seen, like I said, I've seen you compete a few times, and the progress pictures that you were posting at even like 3 weeks out, I think, were leaner than I've ever seen you. So I think
Mm-hmm.
you are gonna bring a package that far superior to anything that we've seen so far from you
Mm-hmm.
uh, since you've been a pro these past few years. So I'm very much looking forward to it. The final question was it tough preparing when you're not 100% sure? It seems like everything's fine for Tampa, thank God. It seems like everything's a go, but it's been a very uncertain. We've never dealt with anything like this before where we weren't really sure, is this going to happen when it's supposed to happen? Because prep is hard enough. It's
Mm-hmm.
very, very tough, as you know. Did this add like another level, the uncertainty factor?
Uh, it didn't bug me too much, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
I think my goal right now is to be the best I can possibly be at this. I want to be competitive with the best in the world. If I can be Mr. Olympia that someday, I'm going for it. Uh, I want to project myself to be one of the top pros without a doubt.
Hmm.
So, looking at something short term that's right in front of me, not a big deal because I'm looking at the big picture. Uh, I just know I didn't need. Like I said, my goal is to get better every day. I want to be able to progress every day, and if I do that, eventually, I'm I'm going to be able to be competitive with the best in the world.
Yeah.
So, it didn't really bum me out, having some of this uncertainty because just as long as I'm moving in the right direction, eventually, I'm going to get put on stage with the right people, and I'm going to get the right call outs, and I'm going to have the right look, and everything's going to come together for me finally.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't like making predictions, but I really do feel this is going to be a breakthrough year for you. The Tampa is going to be a breakthrough show for you. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. I don't know why, but something just, I'm going by the look that I've been seeing in your social media and everything. It's you've leveled up. You're definitely
Mm-hmm.
made that step up that you needed to make. Because the last couple of years I've seen you, I'm like, this guy's really good potential, but he just needs a little bit more of this and that. And I think he's going to break through to that top echelon first call out level. And I think you're there now. I'm looking forward to seeing you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I'm confident in telling you this is going to be the best version of myself, and I think everything you said is accurate. And I can't wait to show it off down there in Tampa, man.
right on. Yeah. I mean, I just can't wait to get back to covering shows and seeing shows and be around everybody. It's just been so long that we've been away from what we're supposed to be doing because of this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
I want to encourage everyone to follow you on Instagram. It is Dr.fit, Dr. Pro, Dr. Dorian Haywood. But I think if you just look up Dorian Haywood, it'll come up, right? But yeah, that's a long Instagram title.
Dr.fit.pro, Dorian
Yeah,
Haywood.
can't miss it. And what a cool name, Dorian, obviously. Great name for a bodybuilder. And yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you've got for us, you and your coach, Dave Kalick. I know Dave's a very, very, very good coach. Seen him
Mm-hmm.
work wonders with people. So I think you guys have something special in store for us. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Without a doubt, man. He's been great this whole time. He's been right there with me.
Yeah, cool. Well, I will see you in Tampa. Everybody, please remember to check out Tampa Pro coverage. That is happening very soon, July 31st and August 1st. we'll be covering it right here on Muscular Development on our YouTube channel and on the website, and you can see how Dorian Haywood stacks up. I think we're all going to be pleasantly surprised and shocked at what you've got for us. Yeah. So best of luck. I will see you in Tampa, sir.
See you in Tampa, Ron. Thanks for having me, bro.
Thanks for watching the Ronline Report with this man, Dorian Haywood. We'll see you next time.